Hello and welcome to the primer episode, the first episode before the first episode of the New York Sofalites podcast. My name is Rachel. I'm here with my oldest friends in the world, Stephanie and Gretchen.
Yes.
We are sisters.
We're sisters, in case you were wondering.
Yeah. We are not all three sisters.
No.
Stephanie and Gretchen are biologically, but when we were kids, we'd all go out with Rachel and say we were sisters. So
we're spiritual sisters.
Spiritual sisters, and
our mother used the same nanny, I believe.
So Rachel and I shared a nanny.
Our mothers met in therapy.
Yes.
They did.
And that's how
we
met.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, that's a good primer.
That is a good way to describe this all.
Yeah.
So this is the pre-first episode of our podcast, New York Sofalites. And this is a podcast about pop culture, entertainment, TV, music, news, food, science, life, love, and most importantly, Copenhagen Fashion Week.
Yes.
Yes.
We love Copenhagen Fashion Week.
And just so you know, these are all subjects that we would discuss hanging out on our couches, in the same room, or on the phone.
Sofa, so to speak.
On our sofas,
if you will.
Sofas, settees. Yeah, whatever. I have a lot of learning to do.
We probably will cover all of the fashion weeks, but Copenhagen Fashion Week is our favorite.
Yeah.
I feel like that's such a sleeper, chic fashion week, because Paris and New York get so much attention, but Copenhagen, that's where some really chic people
That's where I see the most stuff where I'm like, oh, I want to wear that. I wanna wear that.
Yeah.
And will I wear it? Probably not, but might I think about it? Yes, I will.
So you'll be inspired by it.
Exactly.
Which is exactly the point.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll give you the countdown to Copenhagen on every episode. Copenhagen is January 27th, and we cannot wait.
Yeah, and we're actually recording this on Christmas Eve.
So Merry Christmas, everyone.
I know it will not come out on Christmas, but
Merry Christmas 2024, and we're looking forward to Copenhagen Fashion Week on the 27th of January, 2025.
So it's over a month away.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
January will be interesting. But I did want to talk about, I mean, maybe this is true for me too, but I do feel like Stephanie and Rachel often predict oncoming trends. Rachel did tell me about Chapel Roan. Take that for what you will.
Yes, in the winter of 2023, I
knew. To be fair, I think she also told me about Lady Gaga maybe 16 or 17 years ago, which is a crazy number of years, but yeah, there's just a couple of small examples, if you will, but mighty.
So you can trust us. Basically, we will be prognosticating about many things, fashion, pop culture, music, movies, and so you know that you can trust us. We predicted the rise of Chapel Roan. We predicted, Stephanie basically manifested Coquette.
Stephanie has been Coquette for a long time.
Yeah, Sabrina Carpenter has made a thing for her.
Everything.
You guys are the same
current household. Oh yeah. Current household name status. Yeah. I'll never forget driving to my wedding weekend and hearing Espresso on the radio, and I was like, I can fuck with this. And then I looked her up, and I was like, she kind of stole my look a little bit.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
I will say you guys are definitely both the same type. For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, say what you will about Sabrina Carpenter and the rest of the lyrics to that song, but I guess so. Espresso is one of the best rhymes ever written.
It's pretty similar. I think you kind of along with. I think at the same time the other day, Rachel said Cole Porter and I said Eminem. I think that also might be where we're coming from.
I stand by both of those.
Yeah. So Sabrina Carpenter, Eminem, and Cole Porter are our muses for wit, I guess, in lyrics.
Absolutely. Yeah. We also predicted that mushrooms were going to blow up this year, and boy, did they.
They really did.
In decor and as a recreational drug, they just have taken over.
Just an all-around trend.
And we knew. We knew before it happened. So you can trust us.
We know.
Yeah.
And Gretchen always foresees the future as our in-house architect. Like,
Well,
she really has her ear to the ground on some intense, like, avant-garde trends, I would say.
I guess so. I guess like I also hear about colors and stuff because when I know like a couple of my interior design bosses, like PMs, if they're like, I hate yellow kitchens, I'm like, oh, I guess there will be no more yellow kitchens coming.
How do they feel about millennial gray?
They're done. It's done.
It's done.
It's done.
I knew it. I knew it.
Also, my friend just moved into a house that's all millennial gray, and she painted it all, and she's an architect, so.
Mm.
Cranberry, was cranberry in the conversation?
Ooh, cranberry is a really good one, but I have not heard that one yet. I do deal a lot with like younger people, and we need to control their mood, so it's more calm colors.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
I'm not sure cranberry is like the calmest color, but I feel like it could be for the right person.
It could be.
Yeah. Yeah. For someone who
Yeah.
needs a little extra boost, perhaps.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
I feel like a dark academia moment is kind of.
Yeah, I love dark academia.
Yeah. I did read, I think Rachel said corporate goth, which I love the idea of that.
Yes, corporate
I love
goth.
that.
I'm calling it for 2025. It's like my husband said this about an outfit that I wore to work the other day, and now it is my mantra. He was like, "It's very Wednesday Addams and the Six," and I was like, "This is where I'm going."
Yeah.
and
I love that.
Then this is where I will
Yes.
Yeah.
be. Find me 2025.
I feel like now that's my goal, to manifest corporate goth personally and have someone call it out as such.
See, it's hard to be corporate goth in LA. So I live in LA right now. Stephanie and Rachel are on the East Coast. I will not be in LA forever, but I will say LA has changed my style in the sense that people are very casual, and I wear more black than most people wear black. So it's like very hard to imagine going corporate goth on a daily basis there. Perhaps for certain events. Perhaps it is in certain neighborhoods.
Well, maybe you could do a light corporate goth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If black is already a little subversive.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But the casual goth. I have no way of relating to what happens in LA, so I have to trust you.
There is like, it's basically like, one thing I noticed right away was that everyone has these purses that are kind of like light and canvasy and not leather, and they can walk with them, and I don't know.
But they don't walk. They don't walk anywhere.
But they go places to walk. But if I just they don't walk places like around their neighborhood, but they go places to do their walks.
They do. They go to they go walking, and they call it hiking.
Yes. Yes.
And it's confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because being from the East Coast, like the Northeast, like we know what real hikes are.
Yeah.
We know what it's like to go up like the White Mountains or the Catskills or anywhere in Ithaca, New York.
It's not a walk and talk on Nobody Wants This.
No, I know. And
you can't bring a dolly. I'm so sorry.
No. And I distinctly remember us being little kids, and I would literally look at my mom and be like, "We're gonna have to go all the way up there," and
she was
there.
like, "Yeah, we're gonna jog,"
and we did, you know. And we also grew an appreciation for nature and exercise. So, what's so wrong with that?
Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with it at all. It's just like not the LA way. I mean, there are some, like definitely there are people who do real hikes that take a while, but I don't think they're as common.
I feel like that's dangerous in LA because it's the desert and you could easily get lost, have, not enough water.
Not in the hills. You're going to run into snakes in the
hills.
And there's like mountain lions, right?
Yeah, there are mountain lions. Yeah. Last time I went on a short hike, my friend was like, I guess there are mountain lions up here. Yeah.
Well, back to the canvas bags of it all, though. I'm not against canvas bags, but I am against canvas bags that can't be well maintained and that don't look nice over time.
Are we talking about like a full canvas like bag, or are we talking about like a tote from like a store?
No, it's like a full bag. Like I can show you the one I have that I totally was like pressured into buying like the rest of LA, but I love it. But it's like a crossbody kind of thing.
Is it like the Marc Jacobs tote? Is that like one of them, or is that?
No, that's definitely a New York thing.
Yeah,
it is. Okay.
Yeah, like I feel like those types of brands are much more New York, and I guess like we've all been like all of us being from upstate New York and kind of New York adjacent at different points in our lives probably lean more that way, hence the title of the podcast. But it's much less about brand. Like the only brands you'll see like in LA are like Viore, at least where I am, or other like it's very different per neighborhood, of course. But like
really,
yeah.
I introduced my trainer to Viore and Ella Yoga and a bunch of other expensive workout brands, and I think she has a love-hate relationship with me for that.
Yeah.
Can't even tell you how much like Aloe Yoga gets served to me on all of my all of my platforms.
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed, and I've only ever bought it on ThredUp.
Yeah, I know. I will buy them secondhand, and that's about it.
Well, the one time I bought it from actual Aloe Yoga, it literally disintegrated in my hands. Like the first time I wore it. Yeah. And I contacted them and they were like, this is normal wear and tear, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it was like a shelf bra. The elastic came off. I had to like reattach it myself. It's still a nice piece. I wear it, but it makes me a little mad.
Yeah.
That makes me mad.
I've come to like checking fabrics of everything now because I feel like so much of it is crap that they overcharge for us.
So true.
Yeah, or overcharge us. So
the economy is not where it used to be. Yeah. I feel like quality has gone down.
Yeah. It used to really get higher quality when you spent more money, which you still do sometimes, but
not always.
Not always.
I also feel like the quality still could be better.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we're in as much as people talk about fast fashion, I feel like everything's becoming fast fashion in a way. It's like everything is going to fall apart, even if it's expensive.
The second time I went to wear my Dolce & Gabbana dress that I wore to the night before my wedding, it literally fell apart.
What?
Yeah. And I had to take it back to the Dolce & Gabbana store in New York City, and they fixed it for me, but
I hope they were embarrassed.
They were. They were. To be fair, they were. But, like, the zipper just popped. Like, what? And I had spent an hour and a half ironing it to wear to an event.
Oh, my God.
I treated it so well.
This time you were never going to get back.
I was so sad. They were
devastating.
To be fair. But I was like, if this is even happening at Dolce & Gabbana on a dress that I was almost the same price as my wedding dress, like, what hope is there for any of my other clothes?
No. Yeah. Well, so they're saying that it's not, and, like, I believe them, kind of, but, like, we are most definitely in a recession, and this is how you know.
Yeah. Everything is made more cheaply.
Yeah.
No.
But
it's
I do, so I think, like, what are we going to explore as we go forward with this podcast? Just as, like, a primer, as we say. Or primer.
Is a primer. Or a primer. Yes. No, to orient the audience, I thought it might be really nice to introduce ourselves, a little bit about ourselves, through our end of the year Spotify Wrapped. Does everyone... I feel like this is a good way to get to know someone.
Yeah.
Because no matter what is on there, I feel like it really is very telling about one's lifestyle, personalities, and habits. So,
you know what I really loved was their like AI generated podcast about musical choices throughout the year.
They made a podcast for you? I use iTunes, so I have a Wrapped, but it's not Spotify. So sorry.
Oh, I didn't realize that iTunes was providing this service.
They were amazing because they said in May I was listening to a lot of classical music, so I must have been really relaxing a lot, but I was actually about to get married and really stressed with wedding planning. So this just goes to show that AI is not always correct. It doesn't have the nuance of the human psyche.
Yeah, no. That would be 1 for humans and 0 for AI.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. But I will say I was one of Sabrina Carpenter's top listeners this year on Spotify.
Were you? Did you get the video message from Sabrina Carpenter?
What?
Yeah, I did.
What did it say?
What did it say?
Here.
Oh.
You got this message, that means I was the top most listened to artist of the year. And I just want to say thank you for all the love. This year has been definitely one of the most exciting, most special, pivotal years of my life. And thanks for letting me spend so much time in your eardrums. And I hope you have a great new year, and I'll see you next year for lots more. Mwah.
I do love how that
You guys
feels.
could be twins.
Yeah, I do love how that feels like something I would do when someone was like, send me a video right now.
I got the one from Taylor Swift. So my number one artist was Taylor Swift because I love Taylor Swift, but also because I have children who love Taylor Swift.
I love it.
And I got the Taylor Swift video, and it was much more like chicly produced. Like it obviously happened sometime like when she was about to go on stage. Her Eras tour, she was in like full costume and makeup, but she was like, it was almost like a wrestler cutting a promo. Like she was in front of like a hard cam and like a green screen and like perfectly lit and like
Oh,
was
wow.
ready to
Good
go.
for her.
It was,
Yeah.
but she basically said the same thing.
Good for her.
I do appreciate that from Sabrina Carpenter, though. But mine was very surprising. Again, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think this was gonna happen. My top was Madison Beer, believe it or not.
Wow.
And
shocked.
I know. I think it was like a workout mix. I had a bunch of her because I can't like remember. I think there's like one song I was like going through a tough time, like breakup song or whatever. And I thought it was like a good song.
Yeah.
So I listened to it a lot. But then I have SZA and also Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo. And
Yeah.
let's see. In my top 10, I also have like Kendrick Lamar, Rosalia, this new band. Nah, they're not new. They're local to LA called Strawberry Fuzz, who I like.
Oh,
And Frank Ocean. So yeah.
Cool.
But the Madison Beer was my top song was Espresso. 111 plays.
yes. Okay. Sabrina was in my top 5.
My top song played was Fortnite, Taylor Swift.
Wow.
Really?
My first Taylor Swift on repeat, yeah. My second was a Sabrina Carpenter song.
So it was Sabrina Carpenter's year, I guess.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. No, she was in my top 5. Taylor Swift was number 1. Conan Gray was in my top 5, and he's on my list of prognostication for next year. I really believe that he is about to blow up.
But I think next time we should go a little bit more into our like prognostication, as you say. And I think we also want to maybe do like a movie as book club thing.
Yes.
And or musical soundtrack as book club. Because we have a good one that we're definitely going to listen to for next time, I think. So
I think book club can encompass all those things.
Yes. Right? It will not encompass books.
It'll be a club.
It will be a club, and yes, ideally it will cover things in the entertainment space. None of them will be books, unless it's like going to be made into a movie, in which case maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Or the audiobook has a full cast recording, in which case
can't resist.
Maybe.
Yeah. I guess it's our primer.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to more.
Join us for our coverage of Copenhagen Fashion Week, because you will not be disappointed.
January 27th, we're building this up, and we will hopefully not underdeliver.
Yes. Our coverage will be unique by virtue of the fact that we will not be at Copenhagen.
So we'll be a little bit behind, admittedly, but we will be in depth, and we will thorough, and we will.
Yes. If there's one thing that we're good at, it's research.
That's true.
Yes.
It's part of all of our professional lives, and you will benefit from it here.
Yeah.
Yes.
The research-based podcast about unserious things. Maybe some serious things, but
yeah.
What,
all
you're
the
saying
things.
fashion isn't serious? It
I mean,
matters.
Of course it matters. I didn't say it didn't matter. I said it wasn't serious.
Could be serious.
And we'll talk about it. We're going to talk about all of it.
Join us for more.
Talk about all these things. Join us for more.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, y'all.